Hello. So in this video, I'm talking about what is machine language, why and when it started this machine language, why it is used, in which all domains it is used, and how long the machine language will be there. What are the future jobs of the after learning machine language? What are the basic skills required for the machine language and the top skills required for learning machine language, and also who can learn and what is the future, etc. We'll learn about in this video. So let's start. What is machine language? So we are talking every day about AI. So AI is something which have multiple flavors, which I'll talk in the different video. However, it's a subset of ML is a subset of AI. Subset is of an AI means it's a part of small portion of AI. So what is covered in ML? ML is it talks about algorithms. What are algorithms? Which is talks about the anything which allows you to predict, recommend, automate any data given, or the prototype to use, or any model to use for that particular problem statement. This model machine language comes into picture. So let's talk about machine language as a subset of AI, and it enables system to learn from data. So most of them in the current world, everywhere data is stored. So till the data is there, your ML is there. So you have to apply your algorithms, models for multiple purpose problem statements. So ML is something which talks about the models and how to apply the models and improve automatically without explicit programming. So few examples of ML is recommendations. For example, if you see the very easy example, if you bought something in Amazon, similar type or something, next week if you are trying to buy, it will recommend these are the items available. For example, some t-shirt you are ordering online, so similar type of the t-shirts which are in the same similar color or similar size or up to the brand of that, it will recommend that. Predictions also, predictions means the history is like this, but what is my prediction for future with a new data? I have a new data set. Now, how do I predict that? So this also will work with the ML. So how it will work, we'll have to wait for the future slides. But today's is an overview of the ML. And similarly, automation. So repetitive task, you wanted to do the automation or for few decisions making or few models to apply and do that automation for a future data, etc. All those you use for the automation as well. So from this, all these automations, etc., we heard from years, and this is that means it is indicated that ML is existing long. So it is not in a recent inventory or something. ML is not. So is learning new? No, not at all. The concept is there from 1950s, and author is Samuel. So practical growth after 2010 due to big data. Because internet is introduced, cloud is introduced, big data is introduced. That means you are able to save and tons of data, loads of data you are able to save. Now with that data, what you can do, predict the future, or what is your problem statement, or what is that focus you wanted to do, something like that. If you wanted to do with the previous data, you can do. Earlier days there was no invention of the internet or big data or cloud or something like that. Now earlier DB was there, which is a very few tons of data used to handle. Now we don't have a problem in storing the data. There are multiple things, cloud equipments have come. So that's the reason ML will be there until the data is able to store and predict from the data. So that's about data, about the learning. Is machine learning is any new to the current trend? No, it is not at all new. Just the data has started storing. So we are more focus have become ML data. ML is more become AI is become data science has become more. So that due to the data is stored multiple ways and multiple times. So why ML engineers are required for future? The next question comes, whoever wants to join the ML course or join the or learn the ML, why ML is there, something like that. You need to understand, does it have an ML engineer post in future or not? What is that? So just now, as I keep repeating the same thing, massive data growth. As the data is growing, ML is growing. Automation of decisions. Earlier, decision used to happen only with the human brain or something like that. Now you can see the pattern, see the data is there. Now the pattern. Now what general human being or can take a decision with this pattern or something like that. That also can be automated with the ML. And human brain, of course, takes the time, calculates statistics. Lot of things are to be understood and manually have to be done, like median mode or kurtosis or normalization, etc. So instead of doing manually, you have to learn the programming, either Python or R language or Java, etc. If you learn that, the accuracy and speed is high. That means I am saying that with ML, not only learning ML, you need to learn a lot of things like programming, math, stats, etc. I said. So accuracy and speed automatically increases when you put in the programming language. And cost reduction, instead of paying multiple people for data writing formula, getting the formula, engineers to do it, now it is programmed, it is automated, so the speed is fast, so automatically the cost reduction occurs. Then human limitations in analysis will control. So whatever the limitations are there with the humans are controlled. So why ML engineers are required for the future? Yes, they are required with all these skills. Now, how long is the future for ML? So roughly I have put 30 plus years, but as long as your data is there, your ML will continue, which I'm continuously from the start of the video, I'm talking about the data versus ML. So when till the data, as long as the data exists, ML is mandate to have, because you need to apply your algorithms or your models on the previous history data. Roles evolve, not disappear, meaning I'm telling that multiple roles gets better with a different designations. Today you are calling as software engineer, senior software engineer. Tomorrow you will call it as data scientist, senior data scientist, data analyst, or something like that, ML engineer, AI engineer, no code developer. These are the new roles will start getting involved, not disappear the skills whichever are currently used. So which all domains can work with the ML? So all domains, in a simple question, all domains will work. Few of them I have put, and I will explain couple of examples, like healthcare or retail or e-commerce, or these are the multiple domains wherever you wanted to understand the problem statement and implement the ML. You can understand in any domain. There is no restriction for ML to operate. So multiple domains, all these, cyber security is there, education is there, agriculture is there, all these domains we can use the ML. So now real time examples. So this is prediction. So once you have the report, blood report or whatever the scanned report or etc., so you have an average range of for every particular sample. So that sample, if it is more or less or something like that, if you feed the data accordingly, the disease prediction, for example, BP is there, the 120 by 80 is a normal range. So if it is increasing for your age, for your everything parameterized and taken, the disease prediction can happen with your reports. So what is happening? So doctor is not required, to be frank. So the inputs are has been input into the system automatically according to the paths given or decisions given, that particular, it comes to a decision that accurately the diseases could be BP or they could be sugar, because these are the levels due to this, due to the iron deficiency, etc. Multiple things can be examined with the data whatever you provided. So that is one of the example. Similarly, medical imaging analysis also can happen, like X-ray or your MRI scans or etc. All those, and drug discovery etc. All these are helpful in implementing the ML in healthcare domain. Similarly, banking domain, credit scoring, loan approval. For example, loan approval, what is an CIBIL score? What is the minimum criteria to get the your earning, and what is the other properties you have, etc. All those, if you put the conditions and try to apply the model in the ML which is suitable, so that the real time can be automated. This data, if it is there, the things can be automated. Like this, multiple examples and multiple traffic predictions we see the maps and see how long we reach in this route and how long we reach, though the if we take a triple R or ORR or something like that, is it easy to reach, or is it a village road if you go visit regions? So before starting, if you want to travel, you will see the maps and so it is already implemented. Most of the models are used. So some of the examples on the transportation also you have. Similarly, education, student performance prediction. For example, if a student is regular to the college or in a school, and assignments are done regularly and scoring is above average or something, and will he pass in the final exams or not, it is very easy to predict. So you have data that whether he is regular to the classes, whether he is attending the classes, whether he is able to pass in the assignments, whether he is able to score better. Accordingly, the prediction happens and the recommendations also come, that a mentor is required for this student, or a lot of more hard work is required. Only few months are there for the exams. These are the recommendations to be focused. He is low scoring in the maths or science or whatever the subject that particular student is having. All these will happen in the education. Similarly, lot of domains have different problem, but different ML model will be applied and you get the solution. That's about the, so far I'm talking about model, but I till now what is the model I haven't told. So that models and algorithms will talk in the next future slides, future videos. Now let's talk about what is workflow for an machine language. First, you need to understand what is a problem. What is that you are going to solve? First, if you are clear on the problem statement, then the data collection comes from different streams. A data can be from the DB, a data can be from the cloud, a data can be in the forms, or data can be under NoSQL or something like that. It is a raw which you need to arrange. It is in manual. You need to collect the data. Some of them might not have the data. For example, if your phone is there, if you have the manufacturing parts of that, every a front glass, if you take, what kind of a front glass is there, that kind of information will not be available. That should be arranged or manually to be collected to understand the collection on the glass material, what the hell the glass material is used, something like that. Different types of collections are there. Is it easy to collect, or from different sites, web scraping you call it? So from different sites, if you wanted to understand the prices of a simple t-shirt, what is Flipkart is selling, what is Amazon is selling, and any other local vendor, if he has launched in a website, what is that local vendor, is a material quality, etc. All those you put this. These are parameterized. So something data collection happens. Then the next step, problem understanding, data collection, and data cleaning. Data cleaning means some of the domains or some of the data might not have the certain rows, certain columns, or certain parameters, etc. So the cleaning should be there. So most of the time, 50% in collection and cleaning only happens. Most of the data analyst job is underlined in this data collection and data cleaning only. Then feature engineering. From here, the what is that, ML models will come. Which are the models I will later explain, but feature engineering onwards, ML starts into kick. So then model training. The what is that problem statement? What is a feature engineering? For example, I have example, elections are there. Elections are held in certain villages, certain panchayats, etc. So previous history talks that BJP, Congress, or some other party, CPI or CPI, ML, some parties are there which have majority of people, 50% are there, and they secured some 20 seats or 10 seats or something like that, depending on the data. So they come to a conclusion, my hold is in this village or in this panchayat or something like that. They get the history data and they coordinate the result and have results also, previous results. So I have won here, or I have not won there. All these are parameterized with zeros and ones. One means they won, zero is not one. These are all I will explain when we are applying in the model example. But in a verbal explanation, you have a history. Now the same people, same village, it could be different people also. What could be my, from on history basis and today's expectation? I had some expectation, something, will I be one or not, I can identify by applying the model. So model training means from the history you will give the model training, and then you will say after model training, fit also is there. Along with evaluation, you fit the model for the new data. Then evaluate. Evaluate means whether you did the right job or not. Did your expectations or recommendations or predictions are right or wrong? That is nothing but evaluation. Then this deployment is not purely into non-IT, but deployment means generally implementation you can take. So in IT, you say a deployment. For example, if your model is working for the previous history data, you try to put it and you deploy to the production. That is in IT terms. In non-IT terms, it is called an implementation. Okay, this is the recommendation, or this is the predictions. So what should I do? I should go ahead and implement, etc. All this. Then you keep monitoring. This monitoring also comes in the IT field with the multiple tools like Prometheus, or multiple tools are there for monitoring after you deploy in a particular thing. That is about the ML workflow. So these domains, multiple domains have multiple problem statements, but the flow will remain same. At least out of actually 12 steps are there for ML workflow, but 8 are minimum required. But you can do with the 5 steps also the ML workflow, how to predict with the data. If you have a data, how do you do? First, you need to understand the data model, meaning and apply that model and fit that model and evaluate. First, initially, you should understand the problem statement. What is that you want to achieve? What is that you want to predict? You want to predict which product is selling more, and if I launch a similar product, will that work or not? For example, all the products are working fine. So a similar product of one medicine which I have introduced, I'm trying to put that, will it work in future with this data or not? If I want to predict using this problem statement, I can, using this workflow, I can start evaluating whether it works with the right or wrong. So a lot of statistical models, ML models, etc. All those are used in this ML workflow. Okay, next slide talks about skills required for ML. What are the skills required for the ML? For everything, Python program is minimum criteria. This has to be known at least up to intermediate stage. That means the Python basics and Python intermediate, like files, exceptions, oops concepts, all these needs to be known in the Python programming. Then statistics and probability. You might have learned this in your 10th standard or intermediate standard. Statistics talks about like different variance, standard deviations, all those, and mean, median, mode, different dispersions modes, and different mean analysis, geometric mean analysis, lot of things are there. And kurtosis, normalization, left normalization, right normalization, distribution, Bayes theorem, all these comes under statistics. And similarly, probability also. What is the probability of winning between a coin or in a between in a what is that cube, all these kind of problems we have done in your childhood. So similarly with every problem statement you can do all these also. So and basic linear algebra need to be understood, and data analysis and problem solving, all these are minimum skills need to be required to become ML engineer. So Python, statistics, maths, linear algebra, probability, under everything, this goes under maths only. Data analysis, data, how do we do the data analysis, etc., which need to be, and problem solving. You need to have an attitude of problem solving. So how do we there will be multiple challenges, hurdles when solving the problem. So, but you should have an attitude of problem solving. So now base skills to start learning is start with basic Python, basic maths, logical thinking, and curiosity and consistency. If you have curiosity once in a while, it doesn't work. Consistently, you should have the curiosity, why it happened, how it happened, when it happened, how long it will happen, everything. These type of whys, what's questions with W questions, lot of things should be there in curiosity, and similarly consistency. And what is that other team achieved, or what is that other guy achieved using this? How did they solve the problem? What the hell they are using, etc. All this curiosity and consistency across your career, it should be there. Then you will become a good ML engineer. These maths and Python can be learned just because Python is a programming language. If you know few logics and few what is it syntax, etc., you can learn. And maths also is an a formula related, so you can learn that. But logical thinking, it should be there as another. Curiosity and consistency is built with our attitude. So these two should be there forever. So these are the and tools and libraries for this. So these, some of them are machine language tools, some of them are data science tools. Data NumPy and Pandas. NumPy talks about all the mathematical like square root, floor, seal, like multiple things. Instead of writing and finding out how do you derive a square root of 144 or something like that, or mean, mode, median, if you wanted to get it, all these are difficult to do it manually. So you have in a programming language where you have in a library already, somebody in your Python communication owners have built all those. So no need to reinvent the tool, just use as it is, like NumPy or Pandas. Pandas is something, a representation data which does in the rows and columns and representing in a cleaner, neater, and in a tabular form. So Metaplot and Seaborn, these are the, if you are having a tons of data and you wanted to see and over the years, or only a single year, every quarter you want to see the data, where you cannot put Excel and ask them to learn, read everything, every line. So a graph represented, a graphical representation are used. So these are the Metaplot library and Seaborn are the famous libraries used for the data science. Scikit-learn, which is again ML library, where whatever the workflow I explained, problem statement, data collection, etc., whatever the eight-step workflow I explained, the scikit-learn just allows you to do that eight-step model. Similarly, TensorFlow and PyTorch, these are the libraries which are used for the machine language, which I'll explain in future. SQL and JET, of course, JET is where you put the code, push the code, and test it, etc. All those. SQL is nothing but structured query language. Need not be an SQL also. It can be from the cloud. It can be no SQL, or it could be anything. So basically, you're talking about the big data, etc. All those. So it can be replaced. SQL can be multiple replaced, not replaced exactly. It can have multiple flavors in the SQL place. So these are the tools and libraries. Who can learn ML? This is a quite interesting question. Most of the population can learn, who are engineering students who want to get into the ML. BSc Maths, MSc Maths, or anybody who knows that. BBA, MBA, BBA is now trending a degree which is coming up, which is business analytics or data science, etc. A lot of BBAs are coming in current trend. So medical and bio students also can learn. Working professionals and professionals who are outdated can learn this and switch on the careers with a new career switch. So these are the people who can learn machine language. And what jobs I get? Do I get a government jobs? Yes, of course. There are government jobs also in the defense area, healthcare area, smart cities area. A lot of research labs are there, but domain is different. Along with in the skill set, I said maths, stats, programming, etc. I said no. Domain also becomes one of the skill set. Curiosity, consistency. I said right. Along with that, domain also adds well. For freshers, might not be there for freshers, but for the remaining people who are professionals, if the domain, if they like research analyst, clinical research analyst you have, right? In that area, there are multiple data analyst jobs under the government job also. Then private across MNC companies, product-based companies, service-based companies, startups, etc. Jobs are available across the globe. Is it easy to crack ML jobs? Not easy, because you have to learn 6 to 12 months and focus on that and become an expert on whatever the areas I told from beginning, like math, stats, programming, and predicting, understanding the language, etc., right? Domain, etc. So I'm not saying it is not achievable. I am saying that it's not that easy to today you learn and tomorrow you get job. No, you have to spend some 6 to 12 months, and minimum is 6 months and maximum is 12 months, because each brain is different, right? So they have to put hard work on maths, or they have to put hard work on Python or something like that. It can be R language or it can be Java also, but the full stack need to be understood. What is full stack? You might ask the question. End to end full stack, where you apply the planning, you apply the requirements, you apply the development, you do the testing, you do the DevOps, you do the implementation, everything done by yourself. And you need to understand all tools across, and you become a full stack developer. All this full stack, if you want to understand. So projects matters more than certificates. If you are certified, it is not easy to get a job. Your certificate is a simple paper which allows you, but when you go for an interview and when you solve the problems practically, then only you are awarded and rewarded. So this is all about the ML jobs which I'm talking, and what students usually miss. So people think that data is not crucial, etc. Quality is not crucial. All this business understanding doesn't matter. Ethics and bias handling, all these are model monitoring, etc. Usually they miss it. So need to be considered this also. Future of ML engineers. So as repeatedly said, ML plus domain knowledge is very powerful. If you are working in a supply chain example from 20 years or 25 years, that is a wealth. Just learn ML and you can become a superpower, something like that. Similarly, if you are in a healthcare, if you are 10 years in the healthcare, and if you wanted to do it automation or do it predictive, just learn the ML, then you become powerful. So this is about all the future of ML engineers. So can now whatever I told in the previous slide, switch, changing the career, switching, etc. All those that I said, right? So for them, domain remains in their blood, but the machine language or Python, these are the things they have to upgrade. So then no harm in their job security, etc. So human judgment always required, which is very common. So this is about the machine language, simple gist of it, who has to learn, what has to be learned, etc. Final takeaway is machine language is thinking with data. So you have a data, you have everything in your hand and problem statement, what you want to achieve, and you start thinking what to do. Future belongs to problem solvers, not tool users. I'm using the tool, putting here, and but I'm getting the output. No, not for that. If you are a problem solver, only the job secures. If you are putting simple tools are there, a lot of AI tools are there, a lot of people in the status they update. Recently I've seen during our Indian festivals, they put for Shivaratri wearing the malas, etc., and dress change, and full family pictures are put in the status. Those are tools usage. So tools usage is different. We are solving the real time problems. So If you belong to a problem solver of certain trying to understand, that is it. Tools usage is different. Just apply something like in olden days, like MS Office. If you want to make Control B, bold letters will come. Similarly, now AI tools are, for example, if you give the data, please give me the syllabus of ML. So, but you will get. So, small text you are giving, you are getting the lot of chat GPT does, or Perplexity does, or Gemini does. All these it does. Similarly, Gamma tools, Napkin tools, lot of tools are available for converting the voice to the text, text to the voice, and image processing. Lot of tools are there. Tools usage is different, and problem solvers are different. So thinking with the data and solving the problem. What is a problem I have, or what is the innovation I want to create? What is the trend I want to set it? Something like that. This helps for the ML engineer. That's a final take of my ML engineers as an introduction, I can call it. Then I'll come up with the next video. What is machine language detailed syllabus to learn? Chalo, thank you for this understanding.